Hey, as you probably know, this type of scene has been showing up more and more in movies, TV shows, and series. A lot of people say these scenes are there to break taboos and paradigms. But does an entire movie built around this theme really deserve all that prestige? And what does the frequent use of these scenes in a work say about how lazy and lacking in creativity the creators might have been? How do they hurt the overall quality of the piece? That's what I'm going to explain in today's video. I'm Tigran, and welcome to my channel. So first off, I'm not trying to come off as some Puritan. I just want to explain my point of view. Let's start by saying I'm not saying every work with explicit scenes is bad, but I do think that these scenes are often unnecessary, or that a simple suggestion would have been enough. For me, what really matters in a work is the story and how it's developed, because if a movie relies on explicit scenes to keep your attention, that's a sign of laziness. It's just filler to cover up a lack of creativity. A good story doesn't need that kind of gimmick to promote itself. And for those who don't want to see this type of scene, it ends up keeping them from consuming the content. A lot of times, these scenes add nothing to the plot. They're just there to kill time and grab the attention of people with weak minds. Plus, they make the work less enjoyable for families. Unless you've got a family that doesn't mind this stuff, which is pretty rare, let's be real. This also prevents the content from reaching a broader audience, which should be the goal of any entertainment company. When we think of stories that really stick with us, the first thing that comes to mind is how the narrative and character development are what really keep the audience hooked. Movies like Spider-Man 2 and Jurassic Park are perfect examples of how a solid plot doesn't need explicit scenes to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. They don't need cheap tricks like sex scenes to explore human complexity and build emotional tension. These films pull us in with great acting, solid scripts, and situations that actually make sense in the story. These are prime examples of well-built stories, where the strength of the plot and the depth of the characters are the driving forces. When a film or series constantly resorts to explicit scenes, it's almost like saying to the audience, "Here, this is what you need to stay interested." But the truth is, this kind of thing just distracts from what really matters, the story. An explicit scene might work in specific moments, but if overused, it just pulls focus from the main narrative. We can't forget that the goal of any production is to emotionally and intellectually engage the audience. But these shock value scenes often just serve to grab attention, and they don't contribute to the depth of the story or the development of the characters. In my opinion, the ideal would be a story with no explicit scenes, or just a simple illusion, like I mentioned earlier. But if they're going to be included, they should really complement the work. Now, moving to another point. Does a movie with this theme throughout really deserve to win awards? My short and simple answer is no. To me, awards like the Oscars should be given to works based on how well-developed and complex they are. A movie with this theme shouldn't even be in the running, because appealing to the most basic human instincts shouldn't be considered art. After all, art goes beyond simple biological stimulation. It should move you, challenge you, and make you think. If a movie depends entirely on this kind of content to spark interest, can it really be called art? Lastly, the entertainment industry needs to realize that creativity should come before shock value. Crafting a truly impactful story takes more than a good idea. It takes the courage to experiment and innovate. Explicit scenes may be easy to include, but if they aren't woven into the plot well, they end up being a cheap trick, a way to fill the work without putting in much effort. The real challenge for the entertainment industry is to create something unique, something that makes the audience think, feel, and reflect without relying on lowbrow tactics. Cinema and TV have already proven countless times that you don't need to rely on shock value to keep the audience engaged. Great stories stand the test of time because they have substance, not because they exploit gratuitous, explicit scenes with no purpose. Now I want to hear your opinion. Do you agree or disagree with my point of view? Drop your comment. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I say goodbye here, and until next time.